Hi, this is Mr. Herman. I'm back with another video. This time we're going to be solving an equation by clearing the fraction. We start with this one by first trying to figure out what the least common denominator is, because we need to do that to do this. So we got 7, 84, and 91. This is a denominator of 1, so it doesn't really matter. And we notice that 7, at least we hope you notice that 7 goes into 84 12 times. And whether it goes into 91 doesn't matter, but it does. So concerning here, it goes into 84, which means anything that 7 goes into, 84 goes into. So we don't need to worry about 7 because it'll work if these two work. So let's take 84 and 91 and put them in a slide and figure out what number goes into them. It is actually 7 in this case. You might have to play around a little bit to see that. Divide with your calculator, but you'll see it does go in 12 times here, 13 times here. And 12 and 13 are relatively prime, so we can stop dividing and multiply. 7 times 12 times 13 to get 1092. So that's the least common denominator for this problem we're going to use to multiply by everything. I like to put that denominator that you're going to see on top. It's a number we're going to multiply by, 1092. That's not an exponent. I know it looks kind of like one, but it's not. We're multiplying everything by that initially here. So you'll take your calculator and take 1092 times negative 5/7. And let's see, what do we get for that? That should be negative 780x. And you can go ahead and check that in your calculator. You can pause the video if you have to. 3 times 1092 is 3276. Take negative 584 times 1092. And you should get negative 65x. And then goes 23, the last one, 2391st times that should equal 276. So now we've eliminated all the fractions in one step. Now we can just start solving. So I'm going to add 780x to both sides, just because I want to make my x term positive. We talked about in class how that's a good thing to do. This cancels out over here. So we get 3276. Here we get 715 because you're actually subtracting. This is negative. So 780 minus 65, 715x. Subtract 276 from both sides. And again, if I'm going too fast, you can always pause it. You should be actually working it out with me, though. This is not something you should just watch. You should be working the problem out for practice. Then we get 3000 equals 715x. And then to finish that up, we'll divide both sides by 715. And this is something you should be able to put into a calculator, so you can try and take that right here. I'll kind of slide on the corner there. And go ahead and put in 3000, ABC 715. If it's an easier problem like this, and it's nice like this, it'll solve it for you. If not, you'll have to divide it more by hand. So we get 4 and 28 1/43. So x equals 4 and 28 1/43. You of course want to check that to make sure it's good back in the original equation on both sides. You put it in here, get an amount for that, and put it in here and get an amount for that. And then take those two and make sure they're both equal.